How do you create a business and start earning $67,000 in less than 7 months? If this is something that you would be interested in, make sure you watch until the end and find out how. So I'm sure some of you heard about Upwork and some of you might have not heard about what is Upwork. Upwork is actually a platform whereby it gathers freelancer and of course the buyer. And there are tons and tons of services that you can actually purchase from there. And of course, you could also be the service provider, which in this case, a freelancer, and start promote the service that you provide and put it on the platform and start making money from it. So in this video itself, I will be sharing with you the step-by-step blueprint of how do I start my business from just Upwork and start making $67,000 from it. So for those who have been following my channel, you know that I posted a video about you don't need money to make more money. And that is assuming that you have a skill that you could potentially turn it into a service and start selling to someone else. If you don't have a skill, I would suggest you to skip this video and make sure you develop a skill and then come back again to watch this video and learn how you can actually monetize yourself and monetize the service that you are providing. So of course, step 1, create a profile. And I know that for some of you, when I said create a profile, you are going to come up with different questions like, oh, how do I create my profile? And I face this problem, I face that problem, I don't know how to solve it. And let's be real, if you can't even create a profile and you are complaining about all these things, chances of you to make it through is slim to none. Be resourceful, do your research, so you can easily get the how-to from just watching any YouTube's video. When you are first starting out, don't put the hourly rate that you think you should be charging. Don't compare it to the hourly rate that you got from your job. It's totally different case. Knowing that having a job and having a freelancer business is totally different. So based on my experience, it's better to start your rate low. Let's be realistic. For some of the business owners, they went to Upwork, they're just trying to get cheap labor. Now, but I'm not asking you to be cheap and look for those cheap clients, okay? I'm going to be the last one to ask you to be cheap forever. But that's how we got started when we first jumped into the freelancing business. Now, when we started our video editing freelancer business on Upwork, I actually charge only about $3 or $5 per hour. That's like the bare minimum rate at Upwork. Even if you are charging only $5 per hour, there are still a lot of people thinking that you are actually charging a lot. But that is how we get started. We put in a low price, we get the attention, we negotiate, and some of them become our clients, some of them don't, and that's okay. But that's how you start with the first step. Again, at this point of time, don't let your ego get in your way, okay? It's okay to be cheap in the beginning, but what you don't want to do is that you totally out of mind. Because out of sight, out of mind. If you don't appear in the buyer's eyes, you are not going to get anything at all. Once you got the clients, you can easily move on and collect your testimonials and all these things, which I will be sharing in detail after that. So now, step 2, let's look for a job. Some of you might think that, okay, I've done creating a profile and I will just wait there. That's not how you progress, okay? Of course, on and off, there will be some people coming in and look for your price and look for your proposal and ask you if you are able to do what they want. But if you are really serious in building this freelancing portfolio, you need to start applying for a job, okay? So go to the search list and look for what you are good at. For example, if I'm good at video editing, I'm just going to type video editor in the job list. Then you start apply one by one. In order for you to apply any job in Upwork, you need to have a credit. Every single time you apply for the job and the owner reply, you are going to get a credit from there. So that's how you build the credit. The more you apply, the more you will learn about the industry. What is the term? What is the keywords? What is the expectation? What is the turnaround time? And all this kind of thing. If your proposal looks good, the buyer will actually reply you and ask for more detail. And that is the time that you can start negotiating. Now, after you have applying for the job, you don't just stop there. What you want to do is that you want to check out the Upwork applications every single day, at least every hour for my case. Because knowing that those people who went to Upwork to get the freelancer, they want a fast response. So if you are slow in getting back to the business owner or if you are slow in answering the job applications, chances are you are going to get disqualified. So make sure you pay attention, answer the detail, and get back to the buyer as soon as possible. That's how you start making progress from Upwork. Step number 3, serving your client. And I can't stress how important it is, because I have met some of the freelancers when they are trying to get the job, they promise the best thing in the world. All right, they can tell you, oh, you know what, I can give you the lead time of only 2 days when everyone else is giving you the lead time of 10 days. That's how they promise. Or I can give you the price at $5 instead of $10. But later on, they come in with another $3 cost adder, another $5 cost adder. If you want to build a solid business from Upwork, make sure you serve your client well. Whatever is promised, you need to deliver the results. Because ultimately, what you say is nothing, but what your clients say is everything. And that gives a huge difference when it comes to the next few steps, which is collecting the testimonials. Step number 4, outsourcing to the expert. And this is an extremely crucial step if you are serious in turning your freelancing business to the real business. But in any case, for some of you, if you want to stay small and just, playing around on the freelancing platform, right, being a freelancer, that's fine. You can just skip the step and move on to the next step. But if you are serious in turning that into a profitable business, make sure you watch this and implement right away. Now, having the capability to outsource is probably one of the most underrated things in this business world. Even when I'm first starting out, I would think that, okay, why do I have to pass my task to someone else? And that means I will start making less money than I used to be. And I'm not gonna lie, when we first got a bigger order from Upwork itself, I fight with my wife. I said, why do we want to outsource to somebody else? I can just squeeze a little bit more time and I do it on my own so that I can get 100% of the payment. At the end of the day, we realized that having that capability to outsource to someone else, in the short term, is going to make you a little bit less money, but in the long game, it's going to help you to make more money. And I will explain why. Because knowing this, me jumping into the freelancing platform as a video editor when I don't have a lot of knowledge in video editing, first of all, that's not going to serve my clients well. And of course, I'm going to spend a lot of time because I'm not good at it. I'm going to spend a lot of time learning from YouTube and start working on the tasks. So if I'm able to convert the time that I spend on this into something that I know, which is trying to apply for proposal, trying to negotiate for the better term, definitely that's going to build my business bigger and bigger, right? And how can I save the time? And it can be done simply by outsourcing to expert. Of course, they are going to do way better job than I do. If you have read the book E-Myth by Michael Gerber, you must know the classic quote, work on your business, but not work in your business. If you are serious in taking this business to a bigger scale, to the next level, you need to start working on the business, which means you need to start building the business instead of you spending time doing the editing, doing the color grading, and all these kind of technical works. If you have not read about the book, go ahead and read it. I'll put the link down below. And of course, there's one key highlight that I want to stress on is that even if you outsource the task to someone else, it doesn't mean that you don't have to pay full responsibility. In my case, I outsourced the video task to the video editing expert. My job doesn't stop there. Once the final product is done, I need to go through and I need to make sure the quality before I pass it to my clients. The final responsibility is still in your hand. Now the next step, step number 5, collecting testimonials. This is probably one of the key elements why most freelancing are stuck in the freelancing platform, and whereas we are able to turn the freelancing into the real profitable business. And that has got all to do with collecting the testimonials. And over the time, I've observed that there are a lot of freelancers, they are afraid to ask for testimonials. You ask and you shall receive, right? Now, why collecting testimonials is so important? First of all, if you collected the testimonials, you can showcase it in your portfolio at Upwork. The more good feedback or the more testimonials you have on your Upwork, definitely as a buyer, we will have more confidence in you because you have all the credential, right? And after you have got all the good credential, you can then increase your hourly rate. Remember earlier on, I said that I'm the last person to ask you to be cheap, not even on Upwork. So eventually, you're going to step up the game. You're going to increase your rate from $5 per hour to $10 per hour to 15 to 20 to 50 and so on. And that's how you scale. After you have a good feedback, you have a good testimonials, and you have eventually built up a good network with your clients, you can then turn it into your own one-man agency. And that's precisely what we did in the past. We have collected a handful of clients, good clients, high-paying clients. We turned that into our own agency, which is now the company that we are running. It's called the Editopia. Editopia is a video editing business which is now focusing on the education industry in Singapore. So if you are building your education business or you are a coach delivering, information kind of stuff, there might be something that we can work out together. And by speaking of testimonial, I categorize it into three. First one is the written testimonials. That's because some people, they are a little bit shy to shoot a video, right? As much as they want to give you, but they just don't have the confidence to do so. So the next one is audio testimonials. Some people, they are good in talking, but they are not good in showing their face. So an audio testimonial is the second choice, but the best option that you could go with is definitely asking for a video testimonials. So of course, there are some questions that you can ask to get a more effective video testimonials, but we don't have the time to go through all the lists in this video itself. Maybe I will do it in the next video if there is a high demand for that. Step 6, repeat the process and stay consistent. Now I'm sure after watching this video, some of you guys will even fail at creating the artwork profile. Some of you fail in applying for a job, and some of you fail to deliver the results, but that's okay. Knowing that, that's all learning curve. As long as you go through this process a few more times, you are going to get good at it. And eventually, if you stay consistent and you repeat what I just told you, you can definitely start making a profitable business from it. I'm going to put a cheat sheet that I just created a couple of hours ago in the description box down below. So if you are really serious in starting a freelancing business and eventually turn it into a profitable business, make sure you check out the link, download the cheat sheet and start implementing what you have just done. And until then, let's make more money.